Hey y'all, welcome to episode 35 of Petty and Friends.
It's episode 35?
Yes.
Oh, so
We over our age now.
Took us a minute.
Took us a whole minute. We got a good guest today. I'm so excited to have Coach T here.
We got a mutual friend, Coach Thomas.
How you doing?
My coaching mentor.
Right.
How you doing?
We both learned a lot from Coach T and his beautiful wife.
Thank you. Thank you.
She a gangster. I know that for sure.
Straight up.
I'll see what I gotta do with
Don't play with him. Why don't you give some of Coach T's accolades? What you done?
You want to give me, Coach? Or
Hey,
he went to Dunbar, the legendary Dunbar High School, played for the legendary Coach Hughes. Y'all went on the state run, was like 2-3 years in a row?
Started in 2002 and I think it went all the way up to German senior year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 2002 to 2004? Yeah. So, yeah.
And then got blessed to go up to UTA, play a couple years in Europe, and then I had my son, and that was it for me. Basketball was playing as far as came second nature. It was like, I'm going to be a daddy, so.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, being a coach, you like a daddy to a lot of people.
Yeah. It's like it's a gift. You know, it's a gift you gotta, and we all know it because we all have a coach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see yourself in these kids and you just want to make sure that you're giving them what you was given.
Mm-hmm.
So and then, on the good days and the bad days, regardless of what happened, at the end of the night, you reset, wake up in the morning and do it again.
Yeah. So how has that been with quarantine, like with all of this going on?
At first, it was tough because I'm not used to being at home like that. And it was very tough. But then, you start trying to make the best of it. Like I say, taking care of your own personal health, spending that time with your family, and then, sneaking out for an hour or two to study some film and whatever it is that you guys are going to be doing the next year. So I just been focusing on that, and just trying to see what we're going to be needing to do and as far as X's and O's, and then, building that relationship with the staff because we got some good guys coming back. We also got a new guy coming, so just trying to make sure we all are clicking when it comes game time.
Yeah.
Have you talking to a lot of your students? Have you talked to them?
Oh yeah, I try. That's what I was sharing with Coach Burns. I try to stay and connect with a lot of those guys. From the South Hills and even my first year at Brewer.
Yeah.
Still try to keep up with those guys, and then I keep up with a lot of my summer basketball girls because they allowed me to do something different. Before they came, I had never had a daughter, so those were my daughters. And so I was able to, kind of learn how to, be that protector. Things that already come natural. You just do it in a different way now. So I talk to them at least once or twice a week. I'm
That's
getting
good.
some texts or some phone calls. So
Yeah.
That's good.
Coaching girls is different.
yeah.
In what ways, bro?
Basketball wise, you gotta build them up and give them that confidence. And then you basically gotta, I don't want to say play therapist, but you gotta like handle all the emotions that come with it just because y'all go through so much, like just inside your bodies. Just, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go through so much and you just gotta juggle it all.
I got lucky at Summit. That was a blessing. I don't think I would have ever left South Hills, to be honest with y'all. But, Coach Maya, the coach there, she called and she was like, hey, this is it. And I was like, okay. And then she called again. And then when I walked in there, I just saw the intensity. I'm like, dang, they hoop just as hard as we do.
Yeah.
And then I remember one big day was I came in there and I was like going through the motions. Like, I didn't think I was, but I'm like, the girl said I'm used to me being loud and flying around the court.
Mm-hmm.
And I was coaching them, and they're like, "Nah, Coach T, we got to come on with it. We need the energy. We need all of that." And so, for me, it was a blessing to coach them because they wanted to be good.
Yeah.
They wanted to make it to regionals, to state, and they held everybody accountable because they held each other accountable. So
that is a blessing.
Yeah,
because a lot of times you don't have that, even with men's basketball.
Yeah. And it made me learn the game more, the X's and O's, because to me, I could do boys or girls, because I was blessed to be in that environment and just seeing, maybe you don't have the dunking, but you have these young ladies, they execute everything to a T, and if they, once you build that bond with them, they'll run through a wall, and it's kind of like a mind game. You can have them, if they buy into you, you can have them thinking they could go beat a team full of 6'5" people.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's with teaching too.
Yeah.
Coaching and teaching is like the same stream.
Yeah.
Like if they believe in you and they respect you, they'll do whatever you ask them to do.
They will.
So, how have you translated some of that to just being a parent?
Making sure that I'm understanding before I respond. So I'm listening more before, normally, when I grew up, it wasn't no, kids want to know why today. And it wasn't no why when we was coming up.
You do what you,
because I said so.
Yeah. And so now it's like, if I say, like we were talking about earlier, stay in the stance with your hands up, back in the day, you just did it. Now they want to know why they're doing it. What is the purpose of it? How does this benefit me? And so you kind of got to humble yourself and be like, okay, if in order for me to give them, what they need, I'm going to have to make some adjustments too.
Yeah.
It ain't always easy, but it's a year-to-year thing. You got to always be looking to adapt and but once you build a relationship, you'll be able to do those things.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like coaching. I know when I got away from it, like I felt like I was missing something a little bit. But once I got back into it, I see that I like that learning phase of it, because if you continually learn, and you're going to be continually growing. Like you can't just stop and get stuck in your ways.
And that was the hardest thing for me to accept as a coach, is you're never going to know it all.
No.
And that's tough, because as a coach, but you think about it, really in life, there's nothing you really gonna know.
Yeah, that's true.
No matter, somebody may be able to know the 1-2-2 better, somebody may do the diamond. Like, I've never been a diamond guy. Yeah. But I've seen it this year how if you got some dogs, you can kick some tails. So that's one thing I've been focused on, like, okay, being able to teach things different, because you never know what type of kids you're gonna have.
That's true.
So
everybody has a different way of learning.
Yeah, and even with my son, a lot of the things I teach the boys and even the girls, I'm able to teach him. Whatever you do, you gotta do it to the best of your ability. If you don't want to hear Daddy Miles or Coach Miles, just go full speed.
Execute it. Get it done.
Yeah.
What was I gonna ask you? Being a coach in Fort Worth, how has that been?
When I was there, it was a learning period, because my heart was in the right place, but then you also have to be logical. You have to understand that a lot of the kids from where we were at that time, by the time they came to us, they had never played basketball before.
Sure.
So they freshman year, they never really, so we really had to do a lot more of individuals than a lot of offense, defense. Like, I remember we would practice for like an hour and 45, 2 hours, but like 30, 45 minutes of it was individuals, because we had to get those guys up, but I just remember that first year trying to save everybody, trying to hold everybody together, because I didn't want to let nobody go. And you just can't do that, no matter how much you want to. You have to, you can show them how much you love them, but after a while, I remember going in the restroom and breaking up fights and stuff, because I wanted to keep them out of trouble. I mean, they, going to Ann's house and talking to them. But the blessing things about Fort Worth is there are so many diamonds in the rough. And those are the things that brought me the most joy, is finding those kids that when the light bulb comes on, they're like, oh, I actually could be good, you know? And, because right now we had the summer basketball program when I was there. We had Sycamore we could play at. There was so many different leagues. And so, it was just making sure we kept the school open and making sure that those guys were able to come in and get better if they wanted to, and to keep them with us. I felt better keeping them with us. But it was just using that game of basketball to reach a lot of kids that really needed to be reached,
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know, like, the hours you have to put in, especially if you're building a program up. Because I know them years that we was together, we was working maybe 70 hours a week. Yeah. That's from working at the school and then 30 hours of basically practice and having to do trainings and stuff. But the results paid off.
Yeah. And I don't think in the off season, it was a lot of things that we had to get, so a lot of those Friday, Saturday, Sundays, we would have to host tournaments. Yeah. Like we didn't, when they didn't have a gun.
We had to get that money up.
Yeah, we didn't have a gun. We didn't have a Vertimax. common things that I've seen since I departed.
Yeah.
They wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the things that we did try to do, I was like, man, all the strength and conditioning stuff we tried to do at South, we got a lot of those guys better. It's just the teams in our district was just that good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had Heights who ended up going to state and Tech going to regional. And
we was playing against, like, the teams that beat us was basically D1 talent that we building kids up who ain't played since high school.
And another thing is those guys played AAU a lot.
Yeah.
And so I don't think people really realize that the amount of time that we had to call AAU coaches, hey, here's our kid, we want to send them to you to try out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we got blessed those last 2 years when we got, some of those kids that came over that were playing, but you still got, that's still 3 or 4 guys that's playing, and then you got
compared to a full team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've probably been playing together for a while.
Yeah. And then some of those guys got parents that can get them skill training.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing I remember. Yeah, that was the biggest thing I learned about Dunbar is a lot of those old guys would just come back and kick our tail.
Mm-hmm.
They would kick our tail, they would humble us because we already thought the world didn't steam because we was at Dunbar, we was kicking tail. They were like, no, it's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
And I think that's another big thing is a lot of these older guys got to come back and hold us accountable.
Yeah.
And I've seen Jermis did it, and Chris Roberts, and a lot of those guys that come back and and try. Even some of the guys I know from OUI, there's some of their kids come back and try to challenge those guys. I know you used to go up to Tech as well and help. So it's just that's just big. I remember staying in Dallas. They did that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would open up like one of those gyms and. For an hour, you can't do open gym unless you do skill training.
Yeah,
that's good.
And so that was just, I ain't gonna lie to you. Say I do have my days I miss. I do. I really do. I really do. Like I say, but then like my wife had helped me understand is there's a you at every place you go to. There's kids that you can relate to and that need you. And she wasn't lying on that one.
Yeah.
It's every school I've been to, there's our kids that need us.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah, but I was like, I just felt so horrible when at the time that I was like, man, I just don't want these kids to stop working out. And I remember pushing for you to like get in there.
And like you go.
I was like, no, because I wanted someone to be there with them that I knew cared for them. And, And then the good thing is, I know at that time we always come together. We had you was coming, man. We was coming, and so you just wanted to try to keep those good guys around those kids.
Yeah.
Because even though they felt like they didn't need it, they really did.
Yeah.
I think a gift and a curse is sometimes when they do find out how good they could be, they forget where they came from.
Yep.
And so.
And who helped them get there? That's absolutely right.
They definitely do. Forget who helped them get there, and then they forget the small steps that they took to get to that point.
Yeah, and I just always, when I talk to kids, I'm like, I don't want nothing. All I want you to do is to keep that chip on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Because that'll translate to whatever you do in life. You go to school and you're in a class with kids that may know it more than you. That same chip that you use in athletics can help you study hard. Can help you go talk to that tutor, which is what I had to do. I had to have a tutor for everything at UTA.
Hey,
the first year.
You working for it though. You working for it, and you help paying some bills at UTA.
Yes, ma'am. It was nothing but I was blessed. Blessed to really have some great people. Coach Cross and them. So
yeah.
And even my teammates I still talk to. You good, bro?
Nah, I was thinking about something because I remember you saying like about the pay for play stuff with college. You said they used to have your number on the shirts and they were selling it.
They had our jerseys in the book room, like in the bookstore.
Yeah.
They had jerseys and pictures and
everything.
Yeah. And y'all see a dime of
man. But I just, I guess I just viewed it different though because I remember where I had came before that.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure that whatever I did, I didn't go back to the area I grew up in.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's I still got a lot of friends and family out there, but that was my motivation.
Yeah. You want it better.
Yeah. Just because I just knew that it was a trap that you could easily fall into, like where you can get complacent.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get complacent because that was just one of the things my dad always tried to push on us was never do below what you're capable of. So,
Yeah.
We have our days, though. We have our days. Yeah.
How did you develop your coaching style?
Realizing that I don't know it all, and having to humble myself and reach out to coaches like crazy, you know, for guidance, why do you do things this way? Kind of turn to our kids, want to know why, keeping that little kid personality where you don't feel like you know it all. And, I remember us practicing from 3 to 5:30 and, being able to go out and study other coaches that practice later in the day. I was, it's just crazy how stuff turned out. The guy that I serve now, that I work with now, Coach Bennett, him and Coach Henderson from Fly Mount Marcus, they were the only two coaches that responded to me.
They let you come watch their practices?
They let me come watch their practices. So I would drive to South Bend Perry, or I would drive all the way out to Flower Mound.
Wow.
And I would try to do that at least twice a week, whenever it didn't affect with something going on at home. So just basically trying to study, and then coming back and going home and making sure that I knew it good enough that I can teach it to somebody else. So it doesn't matter if I knew it. Can you teach it to a kid who may be a different type of learner?
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing, is just reaching out to coaches and studying. And even now, championship production, I just get all their videos and stuff. And if I don't know it, I'll go there, or I'll go to YouTube, or reach out to a coach or something. Like
YouTube
coach.
school.
Yeah. I used to bug coach all the time about shooting, cause
that's all right.
Yeah,
cause watching them videos, I didn't watch so many. I think I still got one of your DVDs in there somewhere. One of the stuff. You gotta put that time in.
You do.
And I know my wife wouldn't have it with it, because I used to buy 3 every month, and them things about $40. $120. She's looking at the bank statement. What is this?
We still buy DVDs?
Yeah. And they got to a point like, all right, babe, you got enough now. You can just recycle it, and but it got to a point that she knew that that's what I love to do. And the last couple of years it's kind of changed. So now I have to, if I wasn't doing something with her, then I'll be watching videos. Now we got the twins.
Yeah.
So now I make sure they all getting their time, and Jaden, and then I sneak out to the garage and I, put the projector on and I watch some film in there. So
I was just about to ask you. I know
how you balance it.
Yeah, because coaching is a commitment. Like, it's okay. Coaching is a commitment. So it's like I know the family had to deal with that too. So I'm like, how do you deal with that? But you just told us.
It was a point. It was a point after a while. I was like, okay, maybe it's time to see if it's something else to do. And I remember reaching out to you like, but I think this may be my last year doing this. And then I would kind of throw hints to Satia, and then it got to a point where she was like, all right, let's stop. You are a coach.
You are.
Yeah, she was like, you have, like, when you're not doing stuff with your family, all you're doing is watching basketball. And so she was like, it ain't the fact that I want you to try to force yourself back in something that's uncomfortable. I just want you to realize your gifts. And so, if I had to force myself initially to start doing those things, and then I got into a different environment where that stuff just came back naturally. And so now I just make sure they're taken care of, and then at least 2 hours a day when we're not in season, while I'm watching some film or I'm watching something. Just trying to keep growing.
Thank God for a good wife.
Once you,
Jesus.
Because they are part of their coaching lifestyle too. So they basically adopt them kids, and
I remember her at the games too. Like, she used to come, she'd be like, "Now what does this mean?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell you." But she got it though. Like, after a while, she started knowing everything.
You should have seen it this year, brother. When we played Allen at the house. And man, it was an intense game. Allen was the number 3 team in the state.
You still heard all the sound.
Oh man, she was going in, and the game was back and forth. They jumped on us like almost 20 points, man.
Really?
And then we bought into it, but you can hear her and Jaden in the sidelines screaming.
We know the plays.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, she yelling out, "They coming out the stagger screen!" She yelling out the screen. Yeah, man.
She been watching film herself.
I'm proud of her, man. She just came up.
Yeah, but I think she just knew like that's where my passion was.
Yeah.
And like I've been trying to push her to, she loves mentoring.
Yeah.
And I was like, baby, you gotta get into it.
Have to.
Yeah. Like she wanted to do her own mentoring service, And now the twins here, you know, she kind of backed off of it, but I'm like, all right, they get to a certain age, I'm gonna be right back pushing you the same way you push me.
Yeah. So she don't have to stop playing though.
Yeah.
It's it's a whole lot. I mean, I feel like coaching and mentoring clearly is the same thing.
Yeah, it really
and
is.
I couldn't breathe without my kids.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I feel like if I don't do it, I feel like I'm missing something, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
I'm missing something, or I'm not my whole self.
Yeah.
So
I think it was a blessing this year that she actually got to go back and coach this year. Because she loves working with the girls in track. She got away from it when the twins came.
Yeah.
And so now she's back into it. And then when our season is over, when I come home, I'm ready for it. I know she's going to just give me the whole track workout. And so it's kind of like we just changed roles. Like I'm now the one that's helping trying to bathe the twins, and while she's over there writing her practice plan and calling Coach Matthews from Dunbar and and Coach Howell from William James, like they're running ideas off each other about.
That's good.
Yeah, you know, so it's still a big deal, you know, just to be able to give back what she gave me.
Yeah.
It's dope.
That is dope to have that support system.
Yeah. But then it's also good too when you come home after a tough loss or something. And then she look at you and she see how you are. She's like, all right, the twins, we're going to sit over here and we're going to watch movies. We're going to let daddy decompress for about 20, 30 minutes. But it's like, that's all you need, because you sit there and you do your little woosahs and get that negative energy out, and then you come out the room and you back to your normal self, you know.
Yeah.
Do your kids know, like, they can feel like when you lose, right? Because you remember when mine used to, it's okay, Daddy.
Yeah.
The baby.
She did, yeah. Jaden and Yanni are the main ones. Like, they'll just come up to you and be smiling. They try to say some little goofy jokes. And Yanni just come and give me a kiss. And then Kyrie, he's just a hugger. He ain't gonna say nothing. He's gonna hug you. He's
like, go on, bro.
Yeah.
Go on, bro.
He ain't gonna say nothing. He's just gonna hug you and sit there. And then after a while, you forget about it.
Yeah.
Until you get back to work and you have to discuss it and watch film again with the guys.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Bennett has been a great mentor for me because he's shown me different ways to teach the guys through film.
Yeah.
You know, and even Coach Maya, they both kind of do the same thing where, you know, a lot of coaches would just focus heavily on the negative side. We don't do that. Like, we talk about the few. It's kind of like the hamburger method that me used to talk about, where you show them some good things they did.
But you put them slides and little bad stuff that they didn't work out too.
Yeah, and then you finish right back with the good, because it's a long season.
Yeah.
You know, I think we played 37 games this last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah, 37 games.
That's what happened when you win, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Them tournaments,
and it was adjustment when you're going from, you know, playing 24, 23 games to going 37 and sometimes 40 games. Is, you know, you gotta stay focused on the purpose of what you're doing at hand.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you get in that late January, February, and you guys start really intentioning your practice plans and you got scouts and film, and it's intense, but you don't get those opportunities again.
Yeah.
You know, so you try to seize the moment, because you might make the playoff this year and never make it again.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true. Because other teams are still working.
Yeah.
Like, why are you working? Other teams working to beat you.
It really is. And then, you know, especially with the district we was in, you never see the other.
That was a tough district. This
See, good old Cedarville.
And then Mansfield schools, you know, everybody's using this game to get out of their whatever situation they is, or to better themselves.
Yeah.
And so we tell our guys all the time, what are you going to do against somebody that this is their only way out?
Yeah.
You know.
It hit different.
Yeah. They struggle hit different.
Yeah.
It's like, this my way out.
And and the reason why we push them so hard in practice every day, it's like, you never know which college scout is up there watching.
True.
And in order for you to get that recognition that the guy on the other team may have, when you line up with him, you're gonna have to
bust his ass.
You have to. But you ain't gonna do that if you practice hard one day and the next day you chilling.
Yeah.
It has to be ingrained in your mind, because you may feel like, I don't want to do this right now, but you're going up against Julius Randle over there, or Sneaker Holswell. I know I'm going old school here,
right.
But you gotta bring it. You gotta train yourself every day to bring it.
Yeah.
And it's the same mindset we use as adults, because You know, we gotta go to work every day. We can't go in our hat tail.
Yeah.
You know, because if we do, our boss gonna be looking at us like something's wrong.
Yeah. Get you a replacement.
Somebody gonna question it.
And this energy is contagious. If you go in there, you know, somebody may look at you and think you have a negative personality, but you go in there with positive energy and smiling and excited about your job, man.
Yeah.
You know.
It definitely transfers.
Yeah, it does.
It transfers.
I got a personal question. What made you
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
like try to bring me on the coaching? Because you might not know this. Once we met, like I was away from basketball for so long, just because college left a bad taste in my mouth with my injury.
Like
and
most
everything.
of us.
Yeah. So what made you was like, hey, I'm gonna bring this dude on?
Just sitting back and watching. You know, you sit back, you can see the people that has like a niche for certain things, like they have a calling to. You know, like there were certain kids that most people couldn't talk to, but you was able to talk to.
Yeah.
And he was able to give correction to most people that most kids couldn't correct. I knew I was there was gonna be some kids that just didn't want to hear me because they heard me all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, but then when coach would go talk to him, and me and coach would talk about what he needs to work on, and coach would say it in his way, the kid go do it. You know, I'm like, I'm not stubborn enough. I don't have a big ego enough to sit here and say, well, it got to be my way. He got to hear it directly from me.
Yeah.
And so when you realize when you have somebody that around you that loves the kids as much as you do, I'll take a step back.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's the betterment for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it was just the fact that they just were drawn to you.
Yeah.
You know, they were. And
I've heard they were.
They still are.
Yeah.
Because
I basically had to build a freshman team up from nothing, and most of them girls never played before, but they was at practice every day. Like we had them most show up for games, all of that.
But that goes back to you though, because if the kids don't like their coach,
They ain't coming up.
They're not gonna do it. I mean, you was there that first year, man. We tried to get those kids everything, but when we got to coaching them hard, some guys didn't want
some
that.
of them just got weeded out.
Yeah, they didn't want that. So as much as we tried to save them all, eventually, because of the way we had to coach them, they didn't want to do it. And I tell kids all the time, what are you going to do when you get across a coach that's going to curse at you or going to call you at your name?
Yeah.
I said, we're not doing it. Yeah, like, we're not doing it to you.
Yeah.
I like, we're actually telling you what you need to do and going back and coaching everybody else. What are you going to do when you come across a coach or a boss that's going to come at you in a hostile manner? You got to remember your purpose, you know, why you here.
And we kind of took flack for that too, because I know some people was like, y'all too soft on them, y'all basketball. I was like, well, we not just finna just come at them and cuss them out because everybody don't respond the same way.
You gotta know who you coaching.
Yeah, but a lot of those guys that we were getting at that time, that's all they was getting at home.
Yeah.
That's all they were getting at home. So it's like, why would we, if we know that they're tuning all these people out, why would we just keep on? You know, the year before I took over, they won 2 games. And I sat back and I watched them guys, you know, the way they talk to each other and curse at each other. So it's like, we had to try to change it up.
Yeah.
Like that year would have been so much different, Coach, if I hadn't, you know, I put that first year all on me. If I hadn't came in trying to keep everybody together.
Yeah.
If I would have just let the people go that wanted to go,
it would have been different.
it would have been different. But it was the simple fact that we knew where the community was at that time, and I just didn't want to let those guys go out there.
Yeah.
And some of those same guys ended up coming back, you know, and saying, Coach, thank you, because even that little time away, they was out there doing some stuff that could have got them in trouble.
Yeah.
And so, though it didn't work out in the wins and losses, which most people won't, you know, we won.
But they started winning their life. So
we won a lot, you know, we really did. You know, some of those kids never even thought about going to school.
Yeah.
You know, so they thought about it. They never had nobody to talk to them about, you know, what do you do when you face adversity? You know, so to me, we won.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, it wasn't on the level that certain people wanted to. But,
yeah.
You know, it's you know, I look at some of the same things we do where I am now, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
The only difference is, you know, they just want to they just want to hear it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those guys when we had early, they didn't know how to listen to me like say it like that.
Yeah.
But as we talk now, like I said, we talked to some of those guys in the past. They listen and like, Coach, you were right, or Coach, you know, maybe you could have said it this way, or you know, I understood it different. I'm like, that's the part of growing up as a man. You got to be able to talk with me or talk to your coaches and tell us what it is that you need or that you feel you need.
True.
You know.
Communication.
Yeah, because it's key. It's key to like everything we do basically. Marriage, job, kids.
You gotta communicate. Yeah.
That's true.
You know, so.
That's true. Well, you've gotten coached by one of the greatest coaches ever. So how has that impacted your life?
It was tough initially because I wanted to. I growing up, I only wanted to please one dude. I only wanted to please my dad. But then it got tough because I wanted to learn how to please him too, Coach Hughes, and that wasn't easy. You know, because I had to learn how to fight, compete every day. And at Dunbar at that time, the moment you didn't bring it, you know, you got your spot taken. And for me, it was especially
so much talent.
Yeah, especially my junior year, man. You know, I played hard, but I didn't play hard as I should have. And Jeremy Smith came in, and he was kicking tail, and that spot got taken. I remember talking to my dad. I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. And he's like, well, you either gonna learn how to what you need to do to stay on the court and get better, or if you quit, I'll never let you play again. He said, you need to get up and you need to go talk to coach. You need to see what it is that he wants from you. And it was hard because I did not want to go in there and sit in that classroom.
We need more parents like that now, though. Like, hold your kids accountable.
I did not want to go talk to Coach Hughes, y'all. But I went in there and I talked to him, and I got a totally different reaction. He was like, Bruiser, this is what I need from you. You know, you don't have to do the extra dribbling and shooting. You've always been a defensive player and a rebounder. And he said, if you just fall in love doing that, the other stuff would come. And he was right. He was right. You know, I didn't have to worry about shooting because we had shooters. I didn't have to really worry about scoring. We had guys that would score. So whenever they would do whatever they were doing, I just focused on going getting the rebound and putting it back in, and then making sure that other guys wasn't hurting us on the defensive end, like taking charges. And the crazy thing about it is by me doing that, the next thing you know, those scoring opportunities came more and more. And so
get the ball in.
And it was simply because I was listening to what my coach, you know, I had to have that hard conversation. And you know, everybody brought something different. I just had to make sure I did my job to the best. But it was hard because you wanted to please him. And he could tell when you were not bringing it. You know, that's a gift that coaches have. If you're not bringing it, you look tired. All right, what are you doing at night to keep you up?
Right.
You know, so, you know, he always observed this. You know, he always was watching. And so, and he just didn't trust his own judgment because he had some Dunbar greats behind him watching him. Hey, coach, watch out for this. Never just saying do this. He's like, coach, watch out for this. And you know, stayed on us, man. And that's what it was real exciting to see him make it to Hall of Fame because I was like, he saved a lot of people's lives.
He did. Still is, actually.
He did. He was actually one of the guys that when I called him about me leaving South, and I was expecting him to say, "Nah, I need to go ahead and stick it out." He was like, "Go learn, go keep growing." He said it in a different way though. Only way. But I understood what he was like. Go learn, go challenge yourself, because I think he really didn't want me to have regrets. You know, regrets later on in my career. Like, man, maybe I may have been good to make it at a summit.
Because some people stay too long where they at. For sure.
And I second guessed it for a while at first because I'm not a social person. It's hard for me to open up. Like the way I'm with you guys, I'm not like that with everybody. You know, I remember last year when I got at South Prairie, I was quiet and they didn't know if I really liked it at first. And I was like, man, I love this place.
I'm observing.
I think that's a Scorpio thing. Like, you got to get us to open up. But once we open up, we good.
Yeah, man. But I was like, man, no. He was like, and the good thing about Coach Bennett is he sat you down, he asked you. He was like, instead of him wondering, he was like, how you feeling? How's everything going?
That's
talking to you. And that was big for me. But I'm like, no, Coach, I love this place. I love what I'm doing. I love the kids I'm around. You know, even the competition, brother, looking around at the coaches and observing, it wasn't no overweight coaches on the staff in none of our district games. And that was big for me because I don't sit down and the games are so intense, you really can't. So I had to start making sure I was working out and eating better. because I was like, if I don't want to deprive my kids because I can't physically move like I need to, because that's when I say, coach, the game was intense and you sweating up like I
Like
used
you
to go,
on the court, yeah.
Like you're outside.
yeah, I was breathing out hard, man. But I was also at the biggest weight I ever had been last year at the end of the season. You know, 328. I had never been that big.
You was 328.
328, man.
Wow.
And so we've been blessed to get a lot of that stuff off, and even my energy now with the guys, it's like, coach, you all right? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just ready to go. You know, I'm just ready to go. You know, getting out there in defensive drills with them and skill work, a lot of the same Henderson series and stuff that we did together at South Hill.
Oh yeah.
Still able to do it with these guys. You know, so
It's different when you can get out there with them.
Yeah.
Because
Coaching.
they respect you more.
yeah.
Coaching keep you in shape, because once the time I took off, I got up to like 250.
Yeah. I
And that's the
agree.
heaviest I ever been. I was
I
like,
agree.
what is going on?
I agree.
That's why we have to be around the game.
Yeah.
We have to be.
Yeah, and it just, you know, as you start learning how to eat better, you start sharing that with them. You know, it's just constant learning. You know, because these kids, like I look at some of our kids, man, our guards are 180, 190, 200, 210.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking about my guards in Dumbo, we was 150, 145. Shoot, I wasn't even 180, you know, so they're bonding to the weight room and the eating stuff. It's just, they got to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes back to parents. They're providing these kids with supplements and proteins that are approved, but a lot of kids we grew up, they didn't get none of that stuff.
No.
Mm-mm.
And
It was lucky if they ate.
The times have changed too, so they can just look up all this stuff and see what different NBA and players and stuff is doing now, so they can mimic that.
Yeah.
And that's another tribute to Coach Hughes too. He made us have to drink 2 chocolate milks, and at lunch he would come in there and he would watch us drink our chocolate milk. And
So you already knew about it.
because that's the only protein we were getting.
Yeah.
So most people, when we be playing like in the city, I'm saying in the city, they were strong, but they didn't have no definition to them and like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you saw us in high school, we had some meat on us, but it was because we were drinking that chocolate milk and if you know, just trying to do something as small as that, you know, that was our protein.
Yeah.
You know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it ain't like Walmart now where they got everything for $14.99.
Yeah,
You get your
you had to
protein.
go to GNC and it was about $50, $60 for that.
And wasn't nobody paying for that.
Man, nah.
Then you had to make sure it was cleared by the UIL and NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because if it's the wrong one and you take your test and you come up negative, they're gonna kick your tail.
I was able to afford it one time, and it's because I had worked like for a couple weeks over the summer. And then that's when I gained like a little 5-10 pounds. So I thought I was
Walking around like you saw.
bony as hell, but it helps.
Confidence though.
Yeah.
They give you that confidence and then makes you want to go to the gym more.
Yeah.
Because, you know, skill with physicality, man, is a different breed. Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't like LeBron like that, but you know, I know he's one of the greats.
Yeah.
Even I feel Jordan and Kobe are top 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Not gonna argue.
See, he said it in the right order. Jordan and Kobe.
Yes.
I feel like Jordan is the best of all time, and Kobe is the second best.
Mm-hmm.
And I think physically LeBron is the best.
Yeah.
He does more.
But when you add that mental into it, he get pushed down a little bit more in my eyes.
Yeah. He needs somebody like a Kyrie to go with him.
Yeah.
So, because Kyrie has that Kobe mentality where he don't care what nobody thinks about him. I'm gonna get this shot off.
Yeah.
And LeBron can dominate, but he also can get off the ball and make those passes to him.
Yeah.
So
he's better when he's distributing.
yeah, and I'm not a big LeBron guy on the court, but off the court, I love.
Oh yeah.
We say that all the time.
Yeah,
We love what he's doing.
I love what it is, and I guess we just grown up in that LeBron in that Jordan area where you just seen him just defeat so many top players.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't nice either. He was
With
just,
ease though. It's like he playing with y'all right now.
and that's my kids arguing, but coach, y'all didn't really play nobody. I'm like outside of Durant, who does Jordan? I mean, who's
before the rules where you can get beat up?
Yeah, they just
Jordan got beat up.
Yeah, they just love LeBron, you know.
Well,
and he's like I say, he's still up there. I just feel that Kobe and Jordan were were that much better. If it just gives proof that Jordan could have dominated this era with ease.
Easy.
Yeah.
He's just their Jordan.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, because we got lucky to have Jordan and Kobe.
Yes.
Like, to see both of those two players play, like, there's nobody topping those two for me.
Yeah.
But
If you have a kid that's real good up here, he would understand what made Kobe so different from Vince or T-Mac. Because all those guys had the same talent that they did.
Talent, athleticism.
I still love them too.
Yeah, but think about it though. They all came in with just athletic ability. Vince transitioned to become a good 3-point shooter. He still dunked on people.
Yeah.
But on the offensive end is where he got all this living at. Defensively, you never heard about him.
He didn't do nothing.
And T-Mac, was a
T-Mac
good scorer.
Yeah.
But, never really could get past that first round. Mm-hmm. Kobe had small hands than Jordan. And, so he had to cut the ball a lot of two hands dunk. And then he got that vertical up because he worked harder than everybody else.
Yeah.
Mid-range, 3-pointer. And then on the defensive end, he was a dog too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
nobody was outworking him, though.
No, that's just my bias. I'm just biased.
Look, we agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, right.
We agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, how was it playing overseas?
I loved it. I loved the first. I love Iceland and I love Germany. I met some people over there that I consider family to this day. It just shows you that as long as you stay prayed up, God will protect you. Because I met my teammate over there. He was, I'm a Christian, and he was a Muslim guy, and so just looking at historical things, you hear that they never like mesh.
Mm-hmm.
But from day one, we was just like, it was like he was like, just awesome. He was look out for me, I would look out for him. And I told my wife, I'm like, if he can come to the wedding, he's gonna be at my wedding. And it was just, we respected each other's differences.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but we also had enough respect for each other that we wanted to know about each other.
Yeah. Right.
So, when I got back, I learned about, I started looking up the Quran and just studying because that's just the nature of me. I just want to learn. And me and him had some conversations about it, questions I may have, and then he asked me some questions I may have about Christianity. So it's just a mutual respect. And then the basketball was real good over there. If you back off, they're going to knock it down and make a shot on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody think that they're not as athletic, but I'm like, that's not true.
That's what I tell people. I was like, if you don't go to the league, you still got overseas as an option.
Many options.
The money's not taxed.
No.
And then the competition level is still good. Like, the NBA is not end all be all.
It's not.
And I think it was amazing because I remember getting that first check. Well, actually, the guy said, "Here's your check, but you have to show us that that you're in shape."
Mm-hmm.
So he made me do this thing called the pyramid, similar to what we did.
Yeah.
And so it was
straight conditioning.
Minute and 5 on the clock, and you got 10 down and backs. You put a minute and 5 on the clock again, and then count down. Then once I think it got to like 58 seconds, then you had to run 9. Minute and 5 up, and it just went all the way from 10 to 0.
That's so disrespectful.
Yeah, man. Once I completed it though, he said, "There you go," and it was my check, and it was the first time I had never worked growing up.
Yeah,
so that was my check. I went and deposited it. I saved me probably about $600, and the rest of it I sent home to put, pay for my son's daycare, cat with bills, and the rest of it went to savings.
Yeah,
and but it was beautiful. I learned different types of foods.
Yeah,
for Christmas in Iceland, they used to eat this, we call it rice and butter sugar, but they would have rice and cinnamon with butter. They only eat it on Christmas. And so when they made it, I was on cloud 9. I was like, I want to eat that again.
I ain't tried that.
Yeah,
that sounds good though.
It was real good, y'all. And the place that the restaurant that I would go to, they're like, no, we only make it on this day. That's only day we make
only on Christmas.
Yeah, and I was like, man, y'all sure I can't do it again.
Y'all ain't got me hooked on this stuff. It's only for Christmas.
Yeah, it was
Coach
good.
T over there like,
I really, really wanted it. Y'all don't understand. I remember calling home talking about how I really wanted this food because it was something from my home that I was familiar with.
Yeah.
And then Iceland was good because they had all the different type of fish. So I went over there 242 and I came home 207.
Wow.
Because in my contract, they provided me 2 meals, but the meals were healthy meals.
Mm-hmm.
So the only bad thing about it was one time I had to eat like whale meat, and I didn't like that.
Whale meat?
It didn't taste bad, but it tastes like you were eating rubber.
Yeah, the texture.
Yeah, so it was real hard. So, but yeah, I lost a lot of weight, and then in Germany, man, it was just a beautiful place. I would take my wife and kids there at any time.
That's dope.
You know.
We got to go to Germany with Coach T.
Right.
Yeah,
Go show us around.
I was in Frankfurt, but if you get a chance to go to Iceland, go to the Blue Lagoon. It's a big lake. It has like real lava below it, but they can control the heat. So it took them about 2 months for them to get me in there. I'm not getting in no lake with no lava.
Yeah. Like, how you controlling this now?
Yeah. When you get into it, y'all, it's hot, but then like 3 minutes into it, it's like
detoxified.
Oh man, it would be like heaven on earth, man.
Yeah.
And my owner of my club owned it, so we could get in there at any time.
Really?
So I would just sit in there. I would go in early in the morning, come out like 6 or 7 in the afternoon, just relaxing, thinking about just looking at the surroundings, some scenery.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Blue Lagoon, man.
Exposure.
It's awesome.
Exposure to new stuff.
Now this show is called Petty and Friends.
Yes.
So I gotta ask you, what's your most petty? What's the pettiest thing you've done, either as a player or coach?
Or both.
Pettiest thing I did, I gotta go with what we talked about earlier.
Coaching,
yeah, about taking the pictures, man, because some people don't believe you, and sometimes you gotta take out your camera and be like, all right,
you gotta show them,
yeah. But, and like I shared with you and Coach Cub at the time, I was like, it may have seemed petty, but that kid who never really played before
bought into it.
He ended up becoming a dang good player. Yeah. I still see videos of him now dunking
and he didn't have no type of athletic ability.
That's crazy.
Like he couldn't jump or nothing. And now when he was really in shape, he was almost windmilling for a minute.
And you think about him having the guards he had to go against. So he had to have some athleticism. He had to be disciplined enough to do those things that we was talking about.
I say he's what, 5'9"? And that's being generous, 5'10", 5'9".
People like to boost their height.
Yeah.
Like you 5'5", I'm 6 feet.
When I was playing at Tech, I used to lie on the program.
I don't know why they lie like this.
I was 5'10", maybe 5'11" at the time. I was in there, I was 6'2". I said, when they come and they see me, they're like, what the hell?
They had me down for 6'5". I ain't 6. I'm not
so
6'5" now.
This.
That's probably the one. And I didn't see it that way. I just figured because he needed to see it.
Yeah.
Man. But he because some kids don't believe you.
Yeah,
man.
you gotta show them.
Yeah, and so he may have been like, man, Coach being funny, but I'm like, nah.
I'm trying to let you know.
Yeah, I gotta prove it to you.
Yeah, because I know all those kids wanted to play.
Yeah.
But I know if you don't do the small things, especially on the defensive end, you're not gonna play because that's the only thing we really lose on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the defensive end, unless we make a turnover on the offensive end where we can't get back. So, and then, like I said, he was able to guard some real good players in the district that year that he probably normally couldn't have.
Yeah.
Because his hands was up.
Yeah,
no, for real.
Those
Seriously.
deflections.
He was like top 2 or 3 in steals a game after that.
And it was just, and like I didn't want it to just be basketball either because I pulled him just as hard when I got his scores.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited about him and tell him how proud we were of him because, he's giving himself the opportunity to go play on the next level if he wants to.
Yeah.
I don't think that group of kids he talked about, I don't think any one of them had below a 3.3 GPA.
Wow.
Like we had the valedictorian and then everybody.
That's a blessing.
I think 4 or 5 more top 10% and then it was top 20%. Like all their class was top 20.
Yeah. I tell people all the time that was one of my hardest years, but it's also one of my funnest years.
Yeah.
Because it's something about seeing people do stuff that they didn't think they could do.
Yeah.
I can go off, I can just ramble off, Malik not really being a shooter, but then working on it with him and then, letting them become 3-point shooters and teach them how to pick and pop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Making Drew deadly as he could, going left as he could, but making him do that same thing going right. And then, Jadakiss, when I seen him in the 8th grade, he was 2 left feet. But the thing that stood out to me about him was he just played hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you take somebody that do everything at your hardest, you can develop them.
Yeah, you can.
So
just raw.
Yeah, that freshman year, he didn't play. It's been early in the season, he didn't play as much. But Coach, when that light came on for him,
Yeah.
you know,
He figured out how he could eat.
yeah, his sophomore year, his first team all district.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody like Kyle, you know, who was told he was just a shooter. And I'm like, nah, you're not. You so much more than that.
Way
He
more
was
than that.
almost averaging 30
Yeah.
his senior year. So
Just shooting.
And you know, and I showed him his versatility. We showed him, excuse me, because I was like, okay, you can bring it up sometime, but then sometimes give it to another guard, and then you go set the screen and pop.
Mm-hmm.
So while they so worried about Antoine or Trey or Drew coming downhill, you pop into the corner and you got an open three.
I didn't know like how famous we were coaching them and them to everybody else who was playing until like years down the line. Like I didn't play with people in like the spring leagues and like just hooping. They were like, oh yeah, you used to coach the Hickey boys and and like you coached the South Hills, and I was like, you know my name, like
You know my name.
like it's just surprising to me. And then my sister graduated from ODY in 2016. She was like, yeah, everybody know you. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, everybody know Coach Adi. I was like, how? I don't even.
Kids, man.
Yeah.
They talk.
Kids do talk.
Yeah.
They talk.
They
man.
tell everything.
If you doing what you're supposed to, man, them kids gonna be talking, man. They're gonna be your mouthpiece.
Mhm.
You know, and like we tell our guys now, if you're good enough, people gonna want to come play with you.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna want to see what makes you so great.
Yeah.
And especially your younger guys that's in your program, they're gonna be looking up to seeing what makes you this type of player.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And either you're gonna give them something good or you're gonna give them something bad. And that was one of the biggest things that I did. I remember at South I was tough on our leaders because they were always being watched.
Yeah.
They were always being watched. And so, you know, you win some, you lose some, but I think the lesson got across because the next year it's like I think about Kyle. I was on him real hard his junior year, but in his senior he comes back and he carried us, man. You know,
He was locked in.
yeah, he carried us a lot, but he also did a lot of stuff off the court. Now I know that kids would do stuff they're not supposed to when they're gone, but you know, I told them all the time, I'm like, man, you just put this whole program in a positive way. But you know, it's kind of like how it is. You know, you can share all these positive things with them, but you know, kids are gonna choose what they hear.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just made sure that he couldn't say, none of the guys could say that I didn't believe in him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I wanted to, from him, anybody, from them South days all the way to now. You know, I'm not that coach that's gonna be too proud to say I love the kid.
Yeah.
You know, for me to give you my all, I have to love you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like what God is with us. You love them before they start to learn you love you back.
Yeah.
And so it's just, you know, but any of those guys know they can call me or call you or, you know, any of us, and we're going to try our best to help.
Yeah.
You know, to be there for them.
That's true.
You got anything else?
Your last question, we said, what's one thing?
I'm gonna switch it up.
You gonna switch it up?
Yeah, because he already answered it.
He did just
Oh, my
answer.
bad.
Oh, you did. You did.
What's your coaching motto? Like your coaching creed, like that you just.
I guess to go back to this, my biggest thing is to give them the best that I have. That's the way I go every day. I don't want to look at no parent or no student athlete and realize like I shortchanged them.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember, like I say, Coach Hughes being 60, 70 years old, and he's coaching me like he's a young guy.
Yeah.
And you know, and I needed all of that.
Yeah.
If I hadn't gotten that, I don't think I wouldn't have made it. And he just basically gave me the fire to make it at a place like UTA where they came at you every day in several ways, a lot of more mental stuff. But it prepares you for life because you see it now as an adult. So I guess my biggest motto is just make sure that you don't shortchange nobody, you know, because, you know, that may be your kid. Somebody may do that to your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and so I always want to make sure I'm coaching everybody like Jaden, like Yanni, like Kyrie.
Yeah.
So,
because I've been on the opposite end of that. I know where I played in high school, I was shortchanged a lot. So I made sure I was like, I'm not going to do that when I start coaching.
yeah. It's, you know, I don't think that the hardest thing for me to accept as a coach was that the fact you couldn't save everybody.
You can't save them all.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the most humbling thing. You know, you can't save everybody.
Can't say we have to learn that though.
Yeah, and so when I go home every night, I just have to reset. No matter if we had a great day or a bad day, you did some shit at school, I just gotta reset. Because I don't want to come up the next day with that same stuff in me.
Yeah.
Thinking about what happened the day before. Or if you do something real good, and then I'm coming the next day and I'm boasting you up, and you're not coming to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a pro is somebody that's consistent. Someone that can do it over and over again. And that's what we try to teach the guys. You know, don't have a good game one game and then have 3 or 4 goose eggs.
Yeah.
You know, dominate this game, dominate the next game.
Yeah.
And if you're not dominating with scoring, dominate in another area.
Just make sure you affecting the game somehow.
Because you won't be on all the time.
You know, rebounding, defense, charges. You know, there's so many ways we try to look at to see if you're effective. You know, some nights are not going to be your night.
Yeah.
You know, but are you doing something else? You know,
Yeah.
I always share with them one more time about Kobe. That 2010 finals.
Yeah.
He was 6 for 24
Ooh.
from the field, but he had 20 points. He had 16 rebounds. He had 7 assists, and he was guarding. Either he was taking turns, either guarding Paul Pierce and
Ray
Allen.
Allen.
You know, so,
And Ray didn't stop.
That's not no easy feat.
but he affected the game in another way,
Mm-hmm.
and at the highest level, Game 7 of the finals.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you doing to leave your impact?
That's when Metta World Peace did that interview after. He's like, Kobe, pass me the ball.
Because he was shocked though, man. But
shocked.
Kobe want to win, man, especially against the Celtics.
Yeah. Everybody wants to beat them.
I've never wore Lakers colors, but I don't like the Celtics, man. Because I support the Lakers, but I can only imagine how it feels to be in those games. Kind of guess our Pauly Dunbar days when that was our rival.
Oh yeah, them
man.
was packed, man. Good.
So good.
And it's funny now to sit back and talk about them games because, like, one of my good friends, Neiman Ford, just got promoted to the varsity assistant at Duncanville, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
Forward played at Poly. We had to play against him at Dunbar to go to the state, and he just got the VA job there. And his son's like one of the best team players in the state.
Wow.
And me and him was just talking about like being just 2 Fort Worth guys at these programs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, making sure that we doing the best we can because we want to lead these positions in such good spots that somebody else from the area may want to come in. And work and get that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, because I think he has 1 or 2 state championships there.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, you know me, I'm competitive, so I'm gonna make sure I give my guys the best to make sure that when we do play, you know, it's gonna be a good battle.
It's gonna be a game.
Yeah, but it's enough respect, that we just challenge each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that goes back to high school, the number Poly game. They would put him on me, and I would have to guard him, and we would just be doing it the whole time. So I didn't like orange, and they didn't like Dunbar colors.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I would say representation is so important, and I'm glad that all these kids get to experience like your spirit,
Yes, ma'am.
and that you really do love what you do.
Yes, ma'am.
So
I try my best, to give them what we were given. You know, because a lot of those guys are not getting that. So but I'm truly blessed to be here with you guys. That's why when he called and told me, I was like, man, as long as it don't bother work and the wife can let me sneak away, I'm gonna be there, man.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came out.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I did too, man. I know my wife gonna come home with the 21 questions. What y'all talking about now? I was like, man, baby, it's just having a regular conversation.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. How we would be doing if they was at the house or we was at Pluckers. It's time to go to Pluckers.
Man, we can go Pluckers, man.
Yeah, I gotta save my calories up so I can.
Gotta save them up.
Yeah. But something like that, man. I just been blessed to be around great people, from playing days and then as a coaches. You, Kevin Barnett. He was another guy. And I still to this day say if he'd have stayed, it would have been a lot different too.
Oh yeah.
Because all 3 of us, we just brought the best out of each other. Because none of us were yes men.
Mm-hmm.
We threw our ideas off each other.
Like it was so many different aspects. It's like we all made each other better somehow. It was it was a great coaching group right there.
And I just, like I said, I wish just The only thing I could say I wish would happen is we would have gotten those wins so that those guys, those people that outside, could have understood the stuff that was going on inside.
Yeah.
Because they'll never understand what's going on the inside because of not getting
The wins,
those games on Tuesdays and Fridays. But those guys fought, man. They were playing. They had some huge things stacked against them.
We beat some teams that they hadn't beaten in a while, but
and that's why
we didn't make playoffs. So
So they just erase everything.
Yeah, I support those guys that just like you do. I still be looking at Southeast. I follow their basketball page.
Me too,
And a lot of my coworkers from there, and I'm a big fan. Supporting the community. Just because. When you in the area that long working those amount of hours, you grow to love that people.
Yeah.
And so, you want everybody to succeed, whether it was basketball, football, track, volleyball with Coach Gillespie.
Yeah.
And as everywhere we're blessed to go to, I try to do the same thing. Just make sure that I'm loving on everyone. I just feel like my days are better when it's like that.
Yeah. Spread that positivity.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, Coach T.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys.
You didn't do the outro.
Oh, shoot, I didn't. Okay, we can do it real quick. Hold on. My bad. I forgot.
Add to it.
Huh?
You add to it.
Yeah, I can add to it. All right, hold on.
I'm keeping this in there too. You gonna see that she be missing.
Let me tell you something.
It's a blooper, so it's staying in here.
It don't matter, though. It don't matter. We can fix it.
Hey,
we can fix it.
I almost said to Keely when we got in trouble that time, we made him jump the bleachers. I was gonna say that, man. But that was petty. I felt that was petty. But I was like, he was just not listening, man. I was like, dog, I don't really want dog. Maybe he would not listen. He listened after that day, though.
Yeah.
For what, 2 weeks?
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You ready since you got an attitude?
Yeah, no.
All right, until next time, don't just be petty.
Be a friend.